How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like getting right out of bed late for work, yet your hair looks immaculate. No blow dryer, no comb, no sculpting gel. Just a flawless look. As if you walked out of your house and straight onto the cover of a men's fashion magazine.
Good morning, Steven. Oh, have you done something new with your hair? It looks amazing.
They don't have the slightest clue you were half asleep drooling on your pillow not 10 minutes ago. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico. How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. But then somebody walks into the elevator and says,
Happy Friday!
Then you check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, happy Friday, random stranger in the elevator. Happy Friday indeed. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, your go-to podcast for all things green and growing. I'm Ben, your allotment guide, and here to help you cultivate your garden and your passion for plants. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this podcast is for you. Each episode will dig into tips, tricks and techniques to make your garden and allotment thrive. From planting, sowing and growing, we will share all the tips and advice. We will also have regular episodes talking about what we have been up to on the allotment. So sit back, grab a brew and enjoy today's episode. Hey everyone and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. Well, I hope that you're excited for the weekend because it's nearly here. It's Thursday already. We're certainly excited for our weekend. And yeah, in today's podcast, we're going to talk about how to transform your allotment in a month. And yes, that can be a big topic, but we can try and condense it into about 10 minutes because that's how long we like to keep us podcasts. We don't like them too long, that is for sure. We just like a nice short little episodes. I hope you're enjoying all these topics that we're talking about at the moment. We found a new way to find new topics to talk about, and yeah, I'm talking about different ones every single day. But today we're going to be talking about how to transform your allotment within 1 month. Now, December is the perfect time to transform your allotment if you're planning on doing a lot of work on it, or if you've got a new allotment, it's an ideal time and perfect time to get started and get cracking with the plot. As obviously, like the other weekend, we had the storm Dara, so it was unfortunate that we couldn't do anything on the allotment that weekend.
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. But then somebody walks into the elevator and says,
Happy Friday!
Then you check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, happy Friday, random stranger in the elevator. Happy Friday indeed. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
But this weekend it was 11 degrees. It was decent weather, ideal, perfect gardening weather. You wouldn't think of this sort of weather at this time of year. It weren't raining, it were decent, it were good. But yeah, hopefully we will get plenty more done in this month. And the way that you can transform your allotment within a month is break it down into manageable sizes and into manageable tasks as well. What I do is that I've got my fruit area, and I've got my strawberry patch, and I've got all my growing beds. Now I've got 21 growing beds, 18 or 21 growing beds. So what I do is I divide them beds up per weekend, if you get me, and I tick them off once I've done them and cleared them and tidied them and worked them. So then you can think, I've done all that work, I've cleared them all, and they're all ready for the new year, ready for springtime, ready for growing all your produce in. And I like to break things down into manageable pieces, because if I try and do everything in one day or one weekend, it becomes too much of a chore and it certainly tires me out. Like, I'll go down to my allotment at 8 o'clock in the morning and I'll come home at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't spend all day down there yet. Obviously, when it gets to summer, I'll possibly be down there much longer and earlier, as I do love it when it's sunny in the morning. Like, you can wake up and go to I've been down at the allotment at 6 o'clock in the morning and stayed till about 4 o'clock. It's certainly better when we've got the longer days to get work done. And it's about thinking what tasks you've got to do on your allotment and what jobs you've got to do. And it helps with me doing these podcasts at the beginning of each month, and I'll say, all these tasks need doing this month, all these jobs need doing this month. Tick them off as you complete them. And
How do you feel when you switch to Geico and save on your car insurance? It's like going to work on Thursday morning and thinking to yourself, just one more day until Friday. But then somebody walks into the elevator and says,
Happy Friday!
Then you check your phone quickly and discover today is actually Friday. So yes, happy Friday, random stranger in the elevator. Happy Friday indeed. Yep, switching and saving with Geico feels just like that. Get more with Geico.
do them. And then obviously you can do your other tasks as well. If you've not listened to that podcast, it's usually at the beginning of the month, like the first or the second. And you can find out all the jobs which need doing at your allotment and garden in December. And I'll do the same in January. I do it every single month and talk about what you can plant as well and what you can start sowing, and also what jobs need doing. So I talk about all them, and then as I've completed them tasks, then I'll move on and do other tasks around my allotment. And I have got like a long scale job list, like wishes, what I'd love to wish to do. And then I've got the jobs which are sufficient enough just to get my plot looking tidy and decent, ready for the year ahead. And on that job list, I've got that I want to build an actual fruit frame around my plot, because at the moment it's just all my loganberries are tied up to poles. Same with my grapes, are tied onto poles and stuff like that. But I want to put some wooden beams in and drill holes through them and put wires through them and connect them all up that way. And yeah, knowing my luck, they'll probably fall down again, but and smash something, knowing my luck. But that is what I plan on doing. It's the same with my shed, that I thought I'm getting all my allotment tidied and cleared first, and then I can concentrate for the next few months doing work inside my shed, doing all the improvements and sorting out all the shelving and getting all that done. That'll be most of December and January's jobs. It's not a crucial job which needs doing. It's just a luxury job, if you get me, of what needs doing. So if you're wanting to transform your allotment within a month, write down all the jobs which need doing on your plot and just divide it up by the 2 days. If you only get weekends off like me, like Saturday, Sunday, divide it up. That's like 8 days. Divide it up into 8 days of what needs doing, and you'll certainly succeed and get it done. And this is going to be my problem throughout the year now, because I used to work 4 on, 4 off, and now I've only got 2 days to cram 4 days worth of work into, if you get me. So I'm going to be pushing myself to try and get these jobs done. And obviously now I'm creating more and more content with videos, etc. That takes up long enough just to record videos. But I do love doing these videos and I love recording them for you. And obviously the welcoming that I get from them, everybody enjoys them. So if you're wanting to transform your allotment, make that list, tick them off as you do them, and sure enough, you will have more and more things to add onto your list as you're going along. And while you're going around the plot, you'll find different things that need doing, or if it's bad winter weather and if we get a storm, you'll certainly have more things to add onto your list, because we certainly get some storm damage, and yeah, it's not always brilliant down there. But the list of an allotment is always ongoing, and there's always jobs to be done. And if you don't think you're going to be able to get your allotment dug over or cleared in time, ready for when all the weeds start growing and everything, just have a look online on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, and try and buy some tarpaulin just to cover it over, or black membrane, because the membrane's better than tarpaulin because it does let the water through and it keeps it moist as well, and it just suppresses the weeds from growing back, if you get me. So have a look around, cover it over, and just uncover it when you're ready for using it. Like, I wish, to be honest, that I'd got a piece of black membrane the size of every single bed, and then I'd just cover every bed over in the winter and take it off in May time when it's time to plant out, and they'd be perfectly ready, if you get me. So that might be one thing that I might invest in the future, because it is expensive, black membrane. It's not the cheapest anymore. But yeah, it's about working them jobs one job at a time and dividing them up and getting it sorted and getting it done and making the most of it whenever you've got decent weather. And I always say, like, obviously not today because I've done my plot. If it's decent weather, work outside in your allotment. If it's bad weather, there's always jobs to be done in your shed, in your greenhouse. There's always jobs to be done there as well. So I hope that you managed to transform your allotments within a month. Let me know if it encourages you, if it motivates you to get you started and get you cracking for the year ahead. And next year is going to be a challenge, but we're going to smash it. We're going to smash it together. And I'm going to obviously keep sharing my allotment journey with you all here on the podcast and on my Instagram. I share lots of photos of what I'm getting up to. And obviously, in my weekly tour video, what I do on YouTube as well, for you to see my progress throughout the year. One thing that I might think of doing next year is standing in the same spot every weekend and taking a photo of the plot week after week, and then compile it all at the end of the year to show what transformation is over a year of my plot. So I might actually try that next year. So stay tuned for that video and we'll see how we get on. So until next time, everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Gardening with Ben. I hope you have found some useful tips and inspiration for your own gardening and allotment journey. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a new episode. And if you have a moment, I'd love for you to leave a review and share the podcast with fellow gardening enthusiasts. Your support helps us grow this community and continue bringing you great content. You can also follow us on social media on every platform called Gardening with Ben for daily gardening tips and updates. Happy gardening, and until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben.